Hi guys, it's me, Terry of the Yarnjoy podcast. This is Vlogtober day 16. Okay, so for my mini project today, following Laura of Happy Berry Crochet here on YouTube, I did the little bird. I did actually use worsted weight yarn because I wanted to get a light blue and a dark blue, darker blue, and I ended up using a worsted weight because I didn't have a real light, the two shades of blue in that's, you know, the very small yarn. So anyway, it turned out a little bit bigger. I did make it into a zipper pull. The eyes are a little bit wonky, but I think it's cute. It was a quick pattern. You did have to make the wings separate and the beak and stitch them on, but you stitched them on and tied them in before you sealed up the bottom. So that was a nice idea. It worked out real well, I thought. So I will put a link in the description box below of this little bird pattern tutorial. Okay, on to the trivia questions. So yesterday's trivia questions, number 1 was, when Barbara Bel Geddes took time off during the 7th and 8th seasons of Dallas for health reasons, what star of the 50s and 60s television took her place as Miss Ellie? Was it Barbara Billingsley, Harriet Nelson, Jane Wyatt, or Donna Reed? And the answer was D, Donna Reed. Reed is known not only for her popular television series, The Donna Reed Show, but also starring in the most beloved Christmas movies of all time, It's a Wonderful Life. I love that movie. That's one of my favorite Christmas movies. Okay. Next one, number 2, was, which Friends alum played Lauren, Alex's girlfriend, for the last 2 seasons of Family Ties? Was it A, Lisa Kudrow, B, Courtney Cox, C, Jennifer Aniston, can't speak today, or D, Maggie Wheeler? And the answer for that one was B, Courtney Cox. Okay. A then unknown Cox appeared in the final 2 seasons of the show. Although there were rumors that she and Fox were dating, both denied the stories. Okay. And number 3 from yesterday was, who sings the famous theme song Footloose? Was it A, Christopher Cross, B, Hall & Oates, C, Kenny Loggins, or D, Kenny Rogers? And the answer to that one was C, Kenny Loggins, and I love that song. The film opens with a shot of dozens of dancing feet set to this upbeat song. The feet with the gold shoes actually belong to Loggins himself. Wow. Now I have to find it and watch it. Okay. So, the questions for today are, number 1, another Family Ties question. The Keaton family in Family Ties consisted of Stephen, Elise, Mallory, Jennifer, and of course Alice P. Keaton, played by which actor? Was it Ralph Macchio, Michael J. Fox, Patrick Dempsey, or John Cusack? Okay. Next question. Which future Oscar-winning guest appeared on Golden Girls as a police officer investigating jewel thieves? Was it A, Marissa Tomei, B, George Clooney, C, Brad Pitt, or D, Julianne Moore? And number 3 is, which Grand Ole Opry singer performs the Growing Pains theme song, As Long as We've Got Each Other? Was that A, Charlie Pride, B, Larry Gatlin, C, Bill Monroe, or D, B.J. Thomas? Okay. So stay tuned tomorrow and we'll get the answers to those questions. Okay, on to the Q&A section. Thank you so much for the viewers that have sent these questions in for me to answer. Okay, so the first one for today is from Linda, Just a Crochet Sister, and she asked me, what do you think of the granny stitch? Do you think it is boring or out of date? No, I love the granny stitch. I think it's a classic. It's just one of those classic stitches like a shell stitch, a ripple or chevron stitch. It's just a classic stitch, and it can be updated by just the choice of colors that you want to use for it. So yeah, I love the granny stitch. Okay, and then Linda also asked me, have I done the Drunken Granny Square? I believe Krista of the Secret Yarnery has a tutorial for that. But no, I have not done the Drunken Granny Square. It's on my list of things I'm wanting to make, but no, I haven't done it yet. Okay, next question is from Dana of Tabitha's Treasures, and she asked me, do you ever look at a pattern and think, no way? Yes. There was one pattern that was going around last year or two, I guess. I recently found it, and I will pop in a picture here of that blanket. So yes, that is a beautiful blanket. It's the peacock feather blanket. I believe that's what it's called. I will even put a link in the description box below where you can find the pattern. I had somebody ask me about that pattern, and it's a beautiful blanket, but oh no, I wouldn't make it because I looked into it, and it was like you have to make the solid blanket on the back, and then you have to make all those individual little peacock feathers and then sew them onto that blanket. And I can't remember. I'd have to look up the pattern again and see exactly how many peacock feathers that you have to make. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but it was a whole lot of them. And it was just something that I was like, nope, nope, nope. Too many. And then I'll give you another example. I have this book. It's a scrap Afghan book that I bought off of Amazon, I think. And there's a pattern in here like this one. It's called the Moroccan Tile Blanket. And I think it's beautiful. But the motifs that you have to make for it, you have to make like 150 motifs for it. See, right there. Oh, yeah, oh. Anyway, there's a glare. But anyway, it's just got too many. I like the square, and I may do that square for something, but I wouldn't make 150 of them. I just couldn't. So yeah, if it's got like a ton of squares that you have to make and then sew them together, no, that's just too many. So yeah, there's definitely patterns that I see that I just couldn't do it. No. Okay, so let's see. Next question. Okay, Laurel, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, so forgive me if I'm not pronouncing your name right. Beverland. She asked me if I've always lived in a big city, and the answer to that is no. I grew up in a very small town. I think I was looking up the population records because I couldn't remember, but the population back in the 80s, which is when I was in early 80s is when I was in high school. I graduated in 1984. The population was like 6,000, just barely 6,000 people. It seemed like I remember when I was smaller, the population sign, since it was right close to my house where the population sign was, because we were right outside the city limits, it was like 5,500 something or other people. And so the population now of that little town is a little bit, just a fraction over 10,000 people. So it's still a small town. And so no, I did not live in the city until I came here to go to college. And then my husband and I, at the time, he was my boyfriend, and we went to the same college together here in San Antonio, and then he got a job after he got out of school. He got a job right here in San Antonio, and so then we got married after that, and so we've been in San Antonio area ever since. So, okay, next question. Oh, okay. So Bindi McPhee asked me this question. Okay, she's asked me, if you could only keep 3 things in your craft room, what would that be? Oh, well, it depends on what things count. Because if it's like everything, anything in here, of course I would keep my yarn, my patterns, and my crochet hooks. So the rest, you know, I could deal with it. So now if you're not counting the essentials, the yarn, the pattern, and the crochet hooks, if you're not counting that, then I would say, what would I keep? I really like my pegboard over here that I've got my whip bags hanging on. It's very useful. My husband, thank you hubby, put that up for me, and it works very well. I would keep that. I would keep my work desk right here that you're sitting on, and also my recliner. So, but anyway, yeah. I would like to, I'm curious to see what 3 craft items you would keep. And put that down in the description box below, and we'll see what everybody's answers are. If you have a craft room, you can say what 3 things in your craft room you would keep. If you don't have a craft room, just say what 3 items you couldn't do without, craft-wise. Okay. Okay, and one more, Jane of Family Clan. She asked me how long my hair is. Well, I would say the longest part, now I can't, when I sit down, I don't sit on it, so it's not that long. But the longest section of my hair, I don't even know if you could see the back of it. See, look, see. Anyway, the longest section of my hair, if I really smooth it down in the back, it goes to my hips, about where my hips are, yeah. I don't, see, you can't see, I don't know if you can see the back of it. My hips are here, I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, that's how long it is. Okay, so thanks for coming by today and visiting me on Vlogtober Day 16, and please come back tomorrow and we will have a visit for Vlogtober 17. Bye guys.